Hi, I'm Tom from the Survey Coordination Centre. This is a quick video just to show you how to complete your staff list for your organisation. So the first thing you want to do is just save the file to your computer and then enter in your organisation name. I'm with the Survey Coordination Centre, so I've added that in to the file name already. You then want to go to column F and the first row here and select your organisation from the list of organisations within your ICB. If your organisation is not listed, please select Not Listed, and then you can follow the instructions in the step-by-step guide under step 3. If your organisation is listed, I'll use example practice A. You can see that it's auto-populated columns A to F with what should be the correct information. We need to make sure that this information is included for all of the entries on your staff list. You can do that just by copying and pasting. Unfortunately, we can't click and drag, as you can see here. But what we can do is first copy this onto row 6. We need to make sure that we paste those values, and there's a couple of different ways of doing that. The easiest is just to right click and then go to paste options and make sure you select values. You can also use the paste options box after pasting and click paste values, or you can just press Ctrl Shift and V rather than Ctrl and V, and that will paste as values too. Once it's been pasted as values, you can click and drag. You just want to make sure that you are on copy cells rather than fill series. If you're on fill series, as you can see, it'll change the PCN and/or practice code into numerical order. We don't want it to do that. We want them all to be the same. If your organisation is listed, we can ignore column G and then move on to column H. Column H asks about the type of worker. It uses a little drop down. Please just select the option that is best suited for the staff member that you're entering on that row. Same again for staff group, we have a couple of different options here. Again, if you just select the one that's the best fit. We then have a field in column J about whether or not somebody's employed via the Additional Roles Reimbursement Scheme, sometimes called ARS. This is just a yes or a no entry. We then have columns for first name and surname. You can put in anything that's just letters and dashes. It shouldn't include parentheses. You also need to make sure it doesn't include numbers. This is particularly important if you've used a formula to pull out names from email addresses, which I know some people do. For the email address column, please enter only one email address per person. We also need to have unique email addresses for each member of staff. So if you have a generic work email address, you can't use that for more than one member of staff. This column is formatted so that some common errors will flag up in red. You can see here I've put in our survey coordination for GPSS email address. This one here is flagged up in red because it's got a comma instead of a full stop. So I can go ahead and replace that, and you can see that it's no longer highlighted in red. This one has a space at the end, which I'm going to remove. We need to make sure that there's no spaces, no commas, no forward slashes, only one email address, and that it's a unique email address. The reason for this is we're contacting over 50,000 people to take part. So we need to make sure that everything's set up so the process can be automated. Here, this has been flagged up because of the forward slash. As I mentioned, we should only have one email address per person. It shouldn't contain a forward slash. So we're going to delete the secondary email address and just go with that primary one. For postal address, you don't need to add a postal address unless the member of staff doesn't have a work email address or would prefer it to be a paper copy rather than a digital copy. Once you've done this for all your members of staff and you've gone through and given it a check, you can submit this to the contact at your ICB. Thank you.